Boo! Did you hear about Boo? Boo! Did you hear about Boo? Boo! Did you hear about Boo? They call him Boo Radley. I'm telling you, he's not my daddy, but he's my boy gladly. And that's what it's come to be, even though I've never met him sadly. They say there's lots of rumors heard round about him that make him acquiesce so madly. Like the story about why he's locked up. He must have had a propensity to stab his father with scissors. You don't just do that sensibly. They wanted to send him to jail for a crime done so badly, but instead they stuck him in the courthouse to mollify the irascible Mr. Radley. There's prejudice there, but at least one iota of truth. They don't call him Boo for nothing, because he hides in recluse. Such are the good old ghost stories crafted by the neighborhood fire. We argue whether they're true, or we're told by liars. Miss Maudie seems to think the tales were a bit sordid, that Miss Stephanie's a gossip, she should put them to bed. But all these stories, do we truly know? Some are more succinct, others start small and grow. But one thing's for sure, whether they accept or forgo, the people of Maycomb may reap what they sow. Brave venturers by the Radley place say they see Boo in the window and hear staccato footsteps wherever they dare go. They say there's sibilant voices and lots of screams. That's why no one ever goes to his house on Halloween. Although Jem took a risk filled with temerity, he took a dare from Dill and touched the house, but not unwarily. We know Boo as a vehement guy. Does he deserve that label? Some think he has died. Here's how the story goes, just in case you want to know. His house is haunted. He's a scary ghost. Those who step on his doorstep, they're now all toast. Scout should be the one to know best. Jem pushed her down in a tire. She was under duress, though I'm certain she confessed. It wasn't that bad, at least not like they guessed. Scout and her friends tried to send Boo a letter. After all these years, was he acrimonious and bitter, or living in fear? But there's a different story that no one else is led to believe, that Boo Radley is not as bad as people make him out to be. Just ask Scout about the gifts she's purloined from the perforated knothole she brings home and enjoys. But who would leave objects outside in the tree? Who would do such a thing? Who could it be? Don't underestimate the Boo. Look behind the surface. You'll see it through. That my boy Radley is good and true. Boo! Did you hear about Boo? 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 From his basement, it's the Mr. Phelps Show. Thank you guys, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you everybody. Thank you. What an amazing day it's been. What an amazing day, and we're here on the set of the Mr. Phelps Show. Thank you, and I just wanna welcome you all here to the Mr. Phelps Show. You're probably very confused, but you know what? I'm here, and I've got my coffee right here. Well, I'll tell you a little story, okay? Because that's what I am. I'm a man of stories. So one day I just decided, I wanted to pick up an extra job, and I'm like, being a teacher's fun, but you know what? It'll be so much better if I could be a talk show host. So I figured I'd start my own show called the Mr. Phelps Show, and just talk it up. And what do I know better than literature? Literature and coffee. So that's what I do. My talk show is about literature. I was cooped up inside last year with the virus and everything, and wanted to reach out to my wide audience about literature. And so I figured, I don't stop talking sometimes. I just keep on going on and on and on and on. And I felt, I got talent to be a talk show host, so why don't I bring it, and I can make literature come to life. See, that's what we do around here. We don't just talk literature. We don't just act literature. We bring literature to life. That's what we do on the Mr. Phelps Show. And today's no different. I got a jam-packed show with coffee. Good. And so today we got a very special guest coming onto our show, because that's what we do. We talk to characters from literature. It's just it's like the Monday morning, the Friday morning, whatever morning show you want it to be. That's what we do. We bring literature to life. We talk to characters from literature, and we learn about literature. So anyway, today we're in the midst of To Kill a Mockingbird, and I've had my some of my students ask questions about Boo Radley, who he really is as a person, and he's quite a mysterious guy, and I don't know how they got it arranged, but funny thing, I got Boo Radley / Arthur Radley. He's scheduled to come on my show in like a minute or two, so gonna grab some coffee and we're gonna get ready, because we are going to have an interview with Arthur Boo Radley. Believe it or not, he's coming. So I want to thank you all for watching set of the Mr. Phelps show. We're going to get started. I see Arthur Boo Radley, or thought I saw him. You can never tell with this guy. Is he really hidden? Is he really real? Anyway, I see somebody coming. It must be him. Come on, Boo Radley. Come on and take a seat right here. Take a seat. Let's give him a round of applause, people. A round of applause. Thank you. It's great to have you here, Mr. Boo Radley. We got our audience, we got our show, we got coffee. What more could you ask for? Anyway, it's great to have you here. Really. I know it took a lot to get you out of your house, because you kind of live there now, but we want to hear all about you, your history, and why you're so crucial to the town of Macomb. It's so important that we learn these things about you. So I'm just gonna go right at it and ask you some questions. All right?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me. It's been it's a great opportunity.
All right. So, Mr. Boo Radley, or should I call you Arthur, or whatever you like. All right, I'll call you Mr. Radley. So, Mr. Radley, got some questions. This is straight from the peanut gallery, okay? Straight from the peanut gallery. These are all my viewers that came here to see the show. They want to hear from you. So, first question: do you get lonely staying in your house all day? I mean, really, why are you in your house all day? You could come out and socialize. I know you've had your issues in the past and whatnot, but you're a different guy now. So, do you ever get lonely staying in your house?
Do I get lonely staying in my house all day? Well, normally you think I would. I mean, I stay in my house a lot, but I like to stay out of the crowds, because there's so much happening in Macomb. There's so many people that are there that are not telling the truth to everybody, and I don't want to be involved in that. So the most I can stay out of it, the better, because once you get caught up in a bunch of lies and rumors, things just aren't right, and things get misconstrued, and I don't like that, because then things happen, and they never should have, because people are dishonest and people are gossipy and people do all these things, it's good to not get involved with any of that.
All right, next question. So, we all know that you kind of got in trouble with a gang in the past, and you said some things here and there, and you guys did some things you shouldn't have done, and you got into a mess there, and I know your dad, Mr. Radley. Excuse me. I think, Mr. Radley. I know that he helped protect you there. So I just want to know what made you choose that path as a kid. It's like it's not a good path to go down, and I know you've learned a lot from it. But what were you like as a kid then?
Well, I didn't intend to get in trouble when I was younger. It just happened. I was in a gang with a bunch of kids, and it was really my father who got me out of it because he had me go to the courthouse instead of going to the school that they all went to, the jail school. So it was just it wasn't a good experience, and it kind of kept me in the house for a while. But again, I stayed out of trouble, and that's a good thing. If I went into the streets of Macomb, who knows what would have happened? I mean, there's a lot of people out there, and some not so great, and some who spread rumors and say false things, and it's not good to be involved in that. And sometimes being lonely is kind of a good thing because you stay out of the crowds and you stay out of trouble, and I've learned that over the years.
All right. Good answer, and I appreciate. I know that's hard to tell. It was so many years ago, and a lot of things going on. We appreciate that. So, next question. So, Mr. Radley, do all these crazy rumors and theories about you, don't they bother you at all? Just like one little bit? I mean, there's a lot of stories out there about you, and we can't imagine that they're all true, right? I mean, some of them might be, some of them might not, but what do we think of that?
The crazy rumors and theories, I actually kind of live for this stuff. I think it doesn't really bother me at all because it makes me a symbol, and I've learned that staying in your house and not coming out, it really leaves a lot of people to mystery, and I actually kind of find it funny how some people think of me. It is a little alarming, it is a little disturbing. I do get a little bit angry here and there, but overall I find it funny. I mean, just all these stories that people make up about me that they think is so true, but they don't know the half of it. They don't know what I've been through, they don't know my life, and so it's kind of funny actually, if you ask me, but they don't bother me that much, but they inspire me to listen in and hear the stories and help out the town where needed to clear the truth.
Very, very true. I appreciate it. You always have the town gossips in Macomb, and you can never trust the people around you, so you never know what's true. And I always tell everybody that you really have to take the rumors and the truths, put them together, and really compose and look at the facts and see what the truth is. So I know you're a good man, Boo. I know it. I just have a feeling. I just know it. But I just wanted you to clarify that for our audience. All right. So next question. Do you, by chance, spy on all the neighbors? I mean, I know that's a little bit weird to ask, but, you are up in your house a lot, and what's interesting is that you have secretly, implied through the book, shown up and helped out in certain situations. And how would you know to help out in those situations if you weren't spying on people? So I want to know, are you kind of like the cop of Macomb, like the secret cop that kind of just spies on people and helps out when needed? I mean, it's a pretty cool role, but got to know more about it. Please tell me here.
Do I spy on all the neighbors? Yeah, I know you would say that because I've jumped into the occasion when needed, but the truth is I'm not actively spying, unless you truly think I am, but the truth is I just want to do my righteous duty to the neighborhood, and if I see something wrong, I go out to try to do my best to help them and not cause any disturbance, because again, there's so many things that are not true in Macomb, and there's so many stories about me being the ghouly ghost, or whatever they think it is. They think I'm so scary and whatnot, but and I don't think I need to make a huge scene, but I like to do what's right to help people and things like that. So, so to answer your question, do I spy? I guess you could say I do, just because I'm spying to make the community better.
Somebody's
So, Boo, Mr. Radley, I'm sorry I called you Boo. I mean, that's what all the kids do when they fear you. Yeah, so just wanted to ask you, are there any special events that happened in your life that really make you so mysterious? I mean, I know we've touched a lot of them, but what makes you so mysterious? Why do kids want to come to your house and like fool around and get to know you? Like, what's the backstory there?
Special events that happened in my life that made me mysterious. I don't know. It was just ever since I got in trouble in my younger years and I've been locked up in my house, people have just generated stories about me, calling me Boo and calling me a ghost. Saying my house is haunted, and I mean, it's kind of funny actually that they come up with all these theories. But the truth is yeah, it seems very odd, but I'm not that mysterious. I live in the house and I come out at night. I don't know how people come up with these things these days, but that's just what it is, and I cope with it.
Right you are, Mr. Radley, right you are, and it just, there's a lot of people in town that just want to have a good story. They want to sit by that campfire with their friends, and they want to have a story, something to talk about, whether it's true or not. So I must ask you, how close to true are the rumors about the scissors? We all know about that scissor incident with your parents. I guess you stabbed your father with scissors, something, and not really a good thing, But a lot of this was speculatory. How true is it?
All right, that story about the scissors that everybody comes up with, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, yes, there was a little incident here or there, and I was in my younger years, but it was nothing that should have been brought public. And if you heard it from Miss Stephanie, she's the biggest town gossip you've ever heard of. So she goes out and tells everybody everything, and she thinks she knows everything, but a lot of what she says is rumors, and it's not true. So or she twists the truth, and that's what I mean about people in Macomb. They tell these stories, and they make a bigger deal out of what it was. Building a molehill, or if that's the expression. But let me just say that she's one of the biggest town gossips, and you really, whether you take her at face value or not, it's who knows. It's just But something did happen with my family. It was okay. It wasn't a big deal, and we moved on from it. And people like to make a story out of it and call me the big old bad Boo. But that's how it is.
So I must ask, Boo, are you responsible for all the weird things happening around Macomb? I know I kind of asked this in the question about, do you spy on all the neighbors, but are you responsible? I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened. I mean, we see a knot hole with items in there, and, it kind of adds to your ghost-like image. I hate to say it, but, just this image of somebody reaching out to people without showing their faces. I mean, is that part of your image? And then, of course, the whole blanket thing. I mean, did you really put the blanket on Scout, or is it, was that just coming out like you did it so fast you disappeared like a ghost? I don't make this stuff up.
So weird things happening around Macomb. I wouldn't say that I'm responsible for weird things happening around Macomb. Maybe some people think it is because I come at certain times, like to sew up Jem's pants, or to put a blanket around Scout, or even put some things in a knot hole. But I'm just doing my duty. I'm trying to reach out to people and trying to make friends in a way, trying to be friendly, trying to do what's right. Not try to cause all these disturbances and things like that in the society. The Macomb is a very it's a very beaten up town that needs a good voice, a righteous voice, and not just all this gossip that's swirling around. And so I try to do my duty to help the community once in a while, but some people might frown down upon that and say, hey, why don't he come out of his house the rest of the year? Well, I don't want to get involved in all the gossip and the politics and things like that. I'm just me, you know? That's all I can ask for.
Mr. Radley, you're absolutely right. I mean, sometimes things are better done than said, and I guess you're that type of guy where you just come in out of nowhere, you help the society, and then you get out of there fast. But it is what it is. So I got one last question for you. This is our question of the day. All right, so Mr. Radley, a very, very good question for you today. Question of the day, and this usually happens to be one of our most unique questions. It might not be necessarily connected to the text we're reading, but a little spin on it. So I must ask you. We all know what your house looks like. We all know people want to get in there, but do you truly have the best Halloween house in Macomb? I mean, kids would love to get to your house. Like they dream about going to your house, and then they're terrified when they come to the steps. I mean, poor little Scout, in the tire, she was just petrified to go to your house. But on Halloween night, there's a whole different ball game there. You got ghouls all over the place and things like that, and I would think people would want to come to your house. Like they definitely want to on Halloween night. So what do you think about that?
Well, with all the stories and everything circulating around, I would probably say we do have the best house for Halloween, just because kids long to come to my house, and that's just the way it is. And maybe it's not the best house, but people imagine it to be, because I'm the big old scary boo, and I'm living up to it. I come out at night and scare the whole town. That's what everybody thinks. So, do we have the best house for Halloween? I don't know. I think you'd have to go and ask the kids that are trick-or-treating this year, and see what they say about coming to Boo Radley's house in Macomb, whether it's the scariest house or it's just a myth. We'll see. I mean, who knows?
Absolutely, Boo. I mean, I agree with you. Your house is you're really the image that brings that house to life. I mean, it wouldn't be scary without, no offense, you, but it's just the whole mysteriousness about you, the whole ghost story, the whole thing. I mean, it just makes your house on Halloween the best house ever. And so I don't think there's anything that compares. Mr. Arthur Radley, I want to thank you for coming on our show today, on the Mr. Phelps Show. I think we learned a lot. I know I did. I hope my audience did. It's been great. And it's funny because, I never run out of coffee, and I'm almost out of coffee today. So it must have been a good chat we had, Mr. Arthur Radley. So I want to thank you. I appreciate it. I really want to thank you for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me on the Mr. Phelps Show. I really appreciate it. I just want to talk to the audience directly here and just say that I want you to be able to decipher for yourself what's going on. Just don't only take my point of view. I'm one guy who's been living in this house for so many years that you probably don't take me too seriously anyway. But, there's so many people in the town. There's so many different characters that we have in our town. And it's your job to really look at them and determine whether they're the credible characters that can describe my life and describe the events that happen in Macomb or not. And so I think it's really important that you guys do that, because Macomb has so many different voices in it, and several of them, we need to listen to them all and see what we can do with them. So I think that's important. And I just want to say thank you again for having me on the Mr. Phelps Show. I appreciated it.
Let's give him another round of applause.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Excellent. Now, I'm going to see you next time on our show, Mr. Radley. I thank you for coming and interviewing with us and, informing my students a little bit more about To Kill a Mockingbird, and especially the whole mystery of Arthur Boo Radley. Pretty amazing guy right there. I mean, he hides in the night and kind of, you know, comes out when you least expect it, almost like the ghost. But that's who he is. You know, Arthur Boo Radley. He's proof that ghosts exist in some way, shape, or form, even if he's not really a ghost. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching the Mr. Phelps Show. It's been great having you all here, bringing literature to life. It's been phenomenal, and we'll catch you next time. So thank you for watching the Mr. Phelps Show. Thank you.